Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. So, we've got 8.3 coming out next week. Yes, time does fly. We've got Shadowlands dropping as well. 2020 is looking to be quite a major year in the fight for the heart and soul of World of Warcraft. Are we going the BFA route, or are we going the Legion route? What will win? Will WoW survive? Dun dun dun! Drama! Now, granted, Battle for Azeroth, BFA, whatever you want to call it, has got better. Which is fair, it has got better. But Shadowlands expansion needs to repair and rebuild much of what BFA is, let's be honest, destroyed. And not least, the trust of us, the fans. I mean, how many of you can turn around quite comfortably, put your hand up and say they've lost half their friends list or more? I can definitely do that. And most of it's really simple stuff. It's been like frustration of Battle for Azeroth's pointless grinding and just boring stuff to do. I'm looking at you, Islands. I'm looking at you, Warfronts. And have I ever said, I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm not a huge fan of the story? Yeah, have I ever mentioned that before? We should do shots. Whenever I mention how bad I think the story is in BFA, we should do a shot. Like, God, we wouldn't last 5 minutes. So, Shadowlands, fingers crossed, there's a chance of Blizzard of saying, and press the reset button, throw out what wasn't working, and build upon what did. That would be the stuff they already took from Legion. Yeah. Just saying. And introduce the final versions of the systems that we're going to be testing in 8.3. No matter if you're a casual scrublord like myself, or the greatest player in Method's history, there's no denying that Shadowlands is a pretty huge expansion. But my friends, enough of 9.0. Let's talk 8.3. There's no denying that it will be important, but in terms of what 8.3 is actually bringing to the table, what we're getting, it's a little disappointing, a little underwhelming, and it speaks volumes of how fast Blid, I think, just want to be done with BFA. Just like, bye-bye, thank you, and we're going to move on now. So has BFA got better? Yeah, as I said before, yeah, it has. But that's like saying, for 20 years I was in prison. The day I got out, I walked out those gates and I saw this skanky old $2 crack whore. And she said, "Hey, mister, I'll suck your dick for $1. I was like, "Hey, I've got $1. Let's get it on, freaky lady." And you can turn around and say, it was great. But honestly, deep down, in your heart, you know it wasn't. It was just slightly better than what you were dealing with beforehand. Yeah, that's BFA. 8.3, which is what's coming out next week, The Visions of N'Zoth, is looking to give you kind of a wet towel to clean yourself up with afterwards. It's like, okay, look, we're sorry. We know that experience, the minute you walked out of prison, probably wasn't great. You feel a little bit dirty now you've done it. So here's a wet towel, clean yourself off, and we can all go fresh and clean into 9.0. I have no idea where these analogies are coming from. We are getting new stuff, true, including new raid. We've got the Old God Assaults, but don't be conned. It's not getting any new zones. Yes, they've made the Vale pretty again, fantastic. But we've been there before. We're not getting some new island or anything where we're going. There's no new thing that's popped up in the ocean, but then again, the map of Azeroth's getting quite full of random islands popping up, so probably for the best. So we're getting a new mode called Horrific Visions. And a lot of people have compared that to the Mage Tower Challenge. Now, I obviously haven't tried it myself, but I would say this feels kind of wrong. The Mage Challenge was you had to kind of know the pattern. You had to know what was going to happen and react to it. This is going to be more like a kind of solo dungeon where you can be a bit more slipshod, a bit more, whoop, I got it wrong. Need to recover, things like that. You don't need to be just literally whack-a-mole, which for me, that's what I found Mage Towers was whack-a-mole. As soon as you got the system, you knew the pattern, it was just rinse repeat until you got it perfect, and that was really it. This is more going to be a test for the new Torghast Tower, I think it's called, coming Shadowlands. Just like you can do it with multiple people, but solo dungeon, that's the way I'm going to be doing it, which I'm looking forward to because it's some new difficult content, which is all good. Speaking of Shadowlands, it will also give us the first steps in the new story, which is going to be good. Fingers crossed fingers crossed we don't get another Before the Storm book. Fucking I know we should take another shot because I talked about the story, but my god, that book is bad. It is the worst in WoW history. It's such a bad book. I'm not even going to get started. Without a doubt, 8.3 is not going to have the masses running back from Classic or whatever game they happen to have moved on to. I've even had friends that went back to play Call of Duty. That's how desperate they got. So there you go. Speaks volumes. They hated Call of Duty. So I'm not sure if it will save BFA. Even a fight against the old gods can't save this car crash of an expansion. From AP, Warfront, Islands, the story, shit, we mentioned it again, which was a mess from start to finish. No meaningful long-term investment, and Blizzard generally lying, let's be honest, about, but it's not Garrosh 2.0, you have to wait. Well, you think it is Garrosh 2.0, but it's morally grey. Remember morally grey? Yeah, that should be, I want that as a colour for my car. Blizzard morally grey. Be depressing. Just morally grey. Actually, it wouldn't be, because they would say it as morally grey, and it'd be like flamingo pink. Because it's not what we said it was. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again by the story. When it comes down to it, I think 8.3 is simply the beta for 9.0. It's as simple as that. I think BFA is very much dead to Blizzard. It's not to say we're going to escape the BFA grinds, which is just for the sake of it. And let's be entirely honest, Blizzard are going to keep back the ease of life stuff that I think they could very much implement now, just to make Shadowlands look all the better. And one of the biggest things I will say that I think is coming, or that I feel is coming in 9.0, is no, not the giant upside down ice crown. It's the return to the level 60 cap. New blood is a massive issue for WoW. We need to get new players playing WoW. Yeah, granted, we need to get the people back who left, but we need to get new blood in. New players to come in, experience this amazing, huge world that it is now. And 120 was just too much, especially when you consider that we would have been hitting 130 in Shadowlands. It's crazy. I was one of those people that turned around and was like, no, you should have to do it all the way up to 120 and then give people super duper heirlooms to speed them through. But I'll be honest, having done 1 to 120 recently, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. If I was going to torture terrorists, I would have used that as a way to do it. Level this character now, all the way to 120. Do not stop. It would have broken anybody. I probably before they got to level 10, it would have broken them. Just, yeah, it was horrific. So new players will now begin in Exile's Reach, which is a safe place for Blizzard to kind of teach new players all the things that makes WoW WoW. So, fingers crossed, we don't know this, we haven't played it yet, but it's going to teach people things like, you need to interrupt that, you need to move out of this. If you're a healer, this is why you need to heal this. If you're a tank, this is what threat is, you need to hold it. It's a place where you can do that nice and safely. Plus, which is pretty cool, there is also going to be a little mini dungeon at the end of it, which is nice. Now, it's supposedly flexy in terms of it's role agnostic, but also it is going to be filled by AI or players, depending on what is needed. I think, to be honest, this is going to be the way of the future. I'm not going to lie. I honestly believe that this is very much going to be the way of the future. There's a whole discussion we can have on this, and we probably will do at some point. But I think they will use that technology. This is probably the technology that they created in Islands, and I think this will be coming. Maybe not to the higher. I doubt this will be coming to Mythic, but I think this could be coming elsewhere to shorten dungeon queues for, say, Heroic and stuff like that. Which, if you ever tried to queue, is a pain. But there we go. That is my little side note there. So at level 10, you'll play through Battle for Azeroth. This is if you're a new player. And that'll get you caught up with the story. Sorry about that. If you're a grumpy old veteran, then you get to start in the original starting zones if you want, or Exile, and then you get to choose basically any expansion you want to get to 50, and that will then take you into Shadowlands, which is all nice. Basically prepare to see a ton of allied races basically running around, because leveling's meant to be like 60 or 70% faster now, or when these changes come. So yeah, you can see a lot of people leveling ults that they really didn't want to level before. And also they'll want to see the new stuff, which is good. I, for one, will most definitely. I will probably be using this, and here's a little thing if you hadn't thought about it, to level up an Alliance character, because I only have Horde right now. And obviously if you cap out the other faction's race, we cap out... words are difficult. If you cap it out, basically you get a mount. So I think if you're Alliance, you get a Wolf mount. If you're Horde, you get a Horsey mount. There you go, it's another free mount. Why not. And it'll be a fun journey, especially with the new starting zones. I will look forward to it very much. I already have the name selected and everything good to go. And I've got to admit, it will be nice, which I hope happens. It will be nice to see some people out in the world again, because there's been very few people out and about, which is kind of sad face. And I even mean low-level questing when you don't have flying and you're just riding about. Not too many people out in the world. And that's sad. It's such a good, immersive, huge world that it'd be nice to have people actually enjoy it. But let us talk meat and potatoes of Shadowlands, my friends. Yes, let's get into it. Shadowlands is a tease, let's be honest. Oh, she's a tease. It looks great, smells great. Everything is great. There's not a flaw in it. Everything we've heard is fantastic. It's amazing. But we're sat there going, yeah, but the last time I got excited and, you know, went all in on the last hot bit of action that I saw, I went away with it burning when I pee. And her name was BFA, and I don't want to go through that again. Yeah. Yes, we do not want burning pee, and that's... Shadowlands is so good. There's so much good stuff. And we don't want to get burnt again. We really don't. Now, granted, like COD, if you're a Call of Duty player, or WoW, because WoW follows the same thing, you get the good-bad cycle. You know what that means. You get a good one, you get a bad one, you get a good one, you get a bad one. Warlords of Draenor, bad, apart from the raiding, which I thought was excellent. And then you get Legion, pretty good. Then you get BFA, bad. So, fingers crossed, we're in for a good one. We should be getting a good one coming up. You're going to hate me, guys, but I'm going story again. I apologise. The new campaign is going to be linear, which means you land in a new place and you work in order through the zones rather than picking them in the map like you do Legion BFA. So it's going to be more like Warlords. So you kind of pick your zone. You go to... was it Tanan Jungle? No, it wasn't Tanan Jungle. Oh, Shadow Moon Valley. Whichever one it was that Alliance started in. And then Frost if you were Horde. And then you kind of worked your way through the map. Generally ending in the Grand. So it's going to be more like that. Which means they can give you a more cohesive story. The way people interact with you can be deeper and more meaningful. Because they know 100% what you've gone through before. Which I like. I've got no problem with that. Rather than, having a character talk to you. So for instance, it would be great if you went to Vol'dun and they're like, oh, you've been in the marshes of Nazmir. I'd rather be in the deserts here than in that hellhole. Cool. It's a nothingness. It's a throwaway line. But it's a little bit of immersion that's missing because the game doesn't know whether you're going to Nazmir or you're going to Vol'dun first, or you just bummed it around in the capital. They don't know. So I am all in favour of a little bit more depth and a little bit more... it's a little bit of an RP, but I like a little bit of RP every again and then. There's nothing wrong with that. It is meant to be an RPG. Speaking of which, I'm excited for having played The Witcher and recently watching everything Cyberpunk, which I can't stop watching. The 48-minute game trailer, I've watched that way too many times. Blizzard seem to be heading, and I hope this is true, heading back to their roots and creating an MMO RPG. And I say the RPG, underline, bold, italics, squiggly Sharpie pens all around it. They're going to make it into a true adventure. You can pick different flavours that you like, much like the Legion Order Halls. This is mostly going to come from the Covenants, as you all know. You've got, I say this with air gradations, you've got too good, too bad. In terms of aesthetics is probably the best way to put it. We don't actually know the stories behind them. You get a cool buff, you get exclusive armors, mounts, and things like that. And supposedly you can change the appearances as you go through it. It's going to be good. Now, no doubt, there'll be a meta. There'll be a must-pick for Mythic Raiders and that. But the rest of us, again, we get to just RP and have fun. And it makes alts interesting again. Which... also a good thing. Once you've played through all of this, you've played through the system, you picked your Covenant on your main, you go through an alt, boom, you pick your Covenant straight away. You've done it. Don't worry about it. Which Covenant do you want to be now? You can go through the zones as you want. There's no restrictions. This is good. It's alt friendly. I get the start straight away on my alt without knowing that, I could be doing this and it could be, going towards the rep with my Covenant. But now I've got to wait again. So I'm all good for that. Now, yes, legendaries are coming back, but again, it's like a lot of things. Yes, there's returning aspects, but it's like somebody just sat down and just slapped, around the face. Like, slapped Ian around the face. Said, enough! Yes! You have these really good ideas. You have stuff that's really, really good, and you're just implementing them really shittily. Islands could have been really good. Warfronts could have been really good. But you fudged them up. Enough! So this seems to be the case with legendaries. Now, you're going to be able to craft them. Now, yeah, they're going to be time-gated without a shadow of a doubt. You're going to be able to pick the abilities that you want. Now, again, as I say, quite how the details of this are going to work, we don't know yet. But hopefully we shall see. And hopefully, more importantly, people get to test it and play with this during the beta. Because that didn't happen with Azerite armor, and it very much showed. Hopefully, actually having an item that you can craft, and you're going to need to do things. Okay, I need to go here, I need to do this, that needs to pull in. Making these things fun and interesting. Give people different options. So if you need to kill, you can kill in PvP, PvE, however you want to do it, out in the world, be in raids, whatever. You can gather these things, and then you can come back and you can craft it using them more. Rather than just, oh look! I got my best Lego from a Blingatron. That's great. By the way, that is actually what happened to my Warlock in Legion. Cuddles will tell you how furious she was. But yeah, I got my best in slot. Best in slot Warlock Trink from Obligatron. Literally just walked up to it. It's the first one I got. Yeah. So speaking of Legion, the AP grind, apparently I hang in there. Which BFA then took to new levels of butt boringness, is meant to be a thing of the past. Which is crazy. Blizzard wanting players to spend more time doing things they enjoy. What? Yeah, so basically what's going to happen is you're capped in the amount that you can get in a day. So it's a small amount. You go around, pick up what you need. Literally, it shouldn't take you very long at all. Just literally doing the stuff you would normally do. We'll gather this for you. Oh, there we go. And that's it. You want to go transmogging? Go transmogging. You want to go and do M+? You want to go and do, mount farming? Fine. Go for it. You're done. You can't do it. You physically can't do anymore. We capped it. So just go off and play the game now. Play the game? Play the bits I enjoy? What? What? Who is this? Where did Blizzard go? What has happened here? Shadowlands, as I said before, gives me hope. But it also makes me fearful. As I said at the beginning, and I know I said drama and I joked about it, but WoW does sit on a knife edge. So many have left. The numbers are very much padded by people that went over onto Classic. One more bad expansion. WoW can no longer rely upon the loyal drones, and I consider myself one of them that will always come back. There's a new expansion. I'm buying it. That's it. Bought. I play a little bit of it, and then that's it. I move on. BFA has left an ill taste in many people's mouths, and I truly hope, and I think many will come back for Shadowlands. But you have one chance to get it right, Blizzard. And it starts now. It starts in 8.3. In 9.0, we have to have hit the ground running. We have to. It has to be a solid foundation. No more Azerite armors. No more grinds that we can all blatantly see are going to be infinite, never-ending, and just go on forever and be pointless and boring. 9.1 and 9.2 have to build on greatness, not try and repair it. Then Shadowlands will be something truly fantastic. There's no pressure there, by the way, Blizzard. Have a great one, everybody. Thank you for sticking around this long. Have a good one. I'll talk to you all later.